Hello everyone, I'm back, and today I'm here to maximize your fear. So far, 2024 has been a year filled with many strange things caught on trail cams. From weird unidentified creatures to killers and to many other unexplainable phenomena. So today I decided to highlight some of the most chilling and downright horrifying creatures caught on trail cameras this year. So grab your maximum fear coffee mugs and allow your fear to be maximized as we recap the scariest trail camera clips of 2024. Starting the video off with a very creepy creature sighting taken by a late night hiker. He was reportedly going for a night walk in the woods near his home. As he was on this walk, he began to hear some strange noises coming from deeper within the forest, and he had never heard noises like this before. He was intrigued, so he made the choice to descend deeper into the woods to try to find what was responsible for the eerie sounds. And eventually he found what was making the noises, but it was much more disturbing than he could have ever imagined. An elongated, pale, humanoid creature crawls slowly onto the path in front. The pale creature's back seems to be stretched out way longer than a human's. Its back also seems to bend inwards, and its hind legs are rather short, ruling out the possibility of this being a human. And after seeing this strange, otherworldly being, the hiker quickly made a run for it, fearing for his life. As this eerie footage circulated the internet, people drew connections to this infamous picture right here. This is the most famous picture of the so-called skinwalker. The photo apparently comes from New Mexico, and it was published on February 7th, 2014. As you can see, the creature from the hiker's video certainly resembles this skinwalker here. So could this be exactly what it is? Or is it some other never-seen-before cryptid creature? Either way, a deeply disturbing encounter that will keep you from entering the woods ever again. Now I mean it when I say this here really could be some of the most convincing and clearest Bigfoot footage ever. People always say, how come every Bigfoot video is blurry? Well, this one isn't at all. Take a look. The video was originally released in 2021, and according to NVTV, the sighting comes from deep within the woods of Idaho. However, they never listed an exact, precise location, but just look at this footage, it looks insanely real. Many experts took a look at the footage, and the main thing a lot of them pointed out was how long the arms are, and also the curved shape of the hand and wrist as it walks. They also discussed the defined muscle structure. Some even stated that you can see the calf muscle on its leg move as it walks, confirming it's a real, living creature. However, skeptics argue that this could be a man in a costume, but how could it possibly look this realistic with real working muscles? It's also substantially taller and wider than a human, estimated at least 8 feet tall. Taking all of this information into consideration, what do you guys think? Is this clear up-close footage of a real Sasquatch, or is it somehow all just a hoax? Taking a look at some captivating Bigfoot footage taken by a trail camera. It was posted to TikTok on December 10th, 2023. At first, the footage seems rather innocent, until suddenly what looks like the infamous Bigfoot emerges from behind the snowy trees. It appears this elusive creature didn't notice the trail camera until it was too late. The trail camera glitched a little bit as well, but this being was still very clearly videoed. If we take a closer look at this dark hairy creature, we can see its hair is very long on its entire body. But because of its dark appearance, we can't see any of its facial features, adding more mystery. And it also appears very wide and very broad at the shoulders, supposedly a typical trait of a Bigfoot. However, the location of where this footage was taken was never publicly released. However, it's hypothesized that it was taken somewhere in the northern region of the US. And it seems like more and more of these alleged Bigfoot sightings are popping up recently. Is it because technology is advancing and more trail game and security cameras are being put up? Or is it because the Sasquatch population is potentially increasing rapidly? This weird forest encounter has had the internet buzzing recently. A man named James Jones was hiking one day. He was walking by a particular area when something out of place caught his eye. Here's what he saw. He stops and records what looks like a tree man or something. He was freaked out and genuinely puzzled by what he was seeing. Zooming in and slowing the footage down, it almost resembles Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. Although it appears stationary throughout the footage, some online viewers claim they saw the creature move. The most likely theory is that it's just a really weird looking tree stump, but some are not convinced. But even if it is just a tree, it's still some insane footage. I mean, what are the odds a tree somehow formed this shape? Other commenters also speculate that it could be the work of something supernatural. Maybe the land itself is cursed and a spirit remains trapped inside this tree. Whether the explanation is worldly or otherworldly, it still makes for an interesting topic of conversation regardless. In the following footage, a lone man was going for a night walk. Night walks can be rather calming, with the cool dark setting and the peace and tranquility of no one being around. However, they can also be downright disturbing if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. And that's exactly what happened to this man here in the footage. He was walking a rural road surrounded by trees on both sides. As he walked along, he began to hear some rustling noises coming from an opening in the woods near a light post. He neared closer and closer until something downright disturbing emerged. Out of the woods comes an abnormally skinny, extraterrestrial-looking being. It's pale with a rather large head and it's crawling on all fours quickly towards the videographer. Luckily, it wasn't moving super quickly, so the man was able to run away and escape with his life. Reportedly, he's still shaken up from the encounter to this day, and he does his best to stay away from this section of woods entirely. He also has no clue what the creature could have been. This is when online users and cryptid enthusiasts began doing research and realized that it resembled the alleged creature by the name of the rake. The rake is a cryptid creature that stalks and terrorizes humans, and they typically reside deep within the woods. They have long, pale bodies, dark sunken eyes, and claws like razor blades. They were given the name the rake because of the way they rake or scratch at their prey. However, despite all of the videographic and photographic proof of this creature, it has still not been officially classified by science, and that's why it's called a cryptid. But anyways, did this man really encounter the infamous rake on this late night walk? Let me know what you think in the comments. The following photo and footage is absolutely horrifying and is exactly why you should always be aware of your surroundings when you're in the woods, especially when you're alone. A couple of buddies were out on a camping expedition in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Everything was going good until a random hunter showed up to their campsite. The hunter then proceeds to warn them about lots of dangerous cougars in the area. The hunter then shows them this video that he captured 5 minutes ago, only 50 yards away from their campsite. A cougar is angry and is emitting menacing growls. The hunter couldn't figure out where exactly the noises were coming from, but he began making his way out of the area as quick as he could, making sure he was aware of all of his surroundings the whole time. Cougars and wildcats as such are notorious for pouncing when their prey is looking away, but luckily this hunter was on high alert and managed to escape this anxiety-inducing encounter. And you can see he was visibly shaken by the encounter as his hand is shaking violently at the end of the footage. After showing them this footage, he also showed them the following trail camera captures. They were from a few days ago and were taken approximately 400 yards away from their respective campsite. As you can see, two cougars are walking past the camera. Wildcats are extremely vicious and territorial, so it's best to stay away from them if you can. However, these campers here decided to stick it out and stay at the site, but luckily the cougars stayed away. Posted to TikTok on August 16th, 2023, many have not seen this video. A father and son were reportedly outside one night when they began to hear some screaming noises coming from within the woods. So they ventured out into the woods to see if anyone needed help or something. And this is what they caught on their camera.
I heard something, dude.
What's that? Go.
What looks like a floating, ghostly apparition can be seen. The father who recorded the video states, "We saw movement, then it froze in place." Let's take a closer look. When we zoom in, it looks like a little boy, but it's pale and has no facial features. This is why they think they ran into something paranormal that night. Online viewers further the story, stating maybe a young boy died tragically in this section of the woods, and now his ghost lives on and haunts the land. But others point out that since the alleged being is not moving, that it could just be a prop or maybe even part of the tree. It's unclear, so it looks like we'll be left wondering what it truly was that they saw. Taking a look at a video that was captured on Christmas Day of 2023. A group of friends were outside when suddenly a bright light appeared over them in the night sky. They quickly looked up above, and when they saw what it was, they took out their phones and immediately began recording. Take a look at this strange UFO video.
Is that fool? Boy, that dropping on Earth. Whoa! Hey, bro, it's gonna start shaking. Hey, bro, that might be a plane, fool.
As you can see, some sort of craft is on fire and it's plummeting towards Earth. It's a very odd shape and doesn't appear like any aircraft from our planet. And the men recording are freaking out and have no idea what it is. But right after this, they began to notice some more strange happenings in the sky. Check it out.
No, that's not even stars, they're actual
Moving again, it's moving again.
things, bro. It disappeared. Oh, there you go.
Realize,
How fast they're
but
moving.
look how fast it's moving. Boy, it's going straight down.
Following each other, cuz.
What looks like two stars are seen, but one of them begins moving around super fast and begins blinking strangely. Because of all of this, it was speculated that the craft that was plummeting towards Earth was a crashing UFO, and then the other objects that were seen in the sky were UFOs that weren't crashing. Also, the authentic reaction of the videographers is what is making people believe. You can tell that they're genuinely shocked and at all at what they're seeing. Some skeptics speculated that it could be a rocket, but it doesn't look like any rocket to me. And also, how can you explain the other UFOs in the sky at the same time? This video doesn't come with much context. However, we know it was taken in 2023 in a different country. The video shows two men on the side of the road and they have stumbled across some sort of otherworldly creature.
Olha lá, meu Deus do céu, cuidado, Marcelo, cuidado! Rapaziada do céu, olha lá. Mano do céu, que merda é aquilo ali, mano? Olha lá. Mano, cuidado, viado, ele tá tentando.
The footage is eerie, showing a small half-human, half-animal looking being. The man on the top of the grass is even seen trying to communicate with it. The creature has small, skinny legs, but its face and body almost resembles a boar or something, and it's also wearing some kind of shirt. Because of the little information provided, we can't necessarily tell if this is a hoax or not. However, commenters ran rampant with potential theories. The most widely believed was that this was some sort of goblin, the small, grotesque-looking monster that hails from ancient European lore. Goblins are supposedly evil, savage creatures, and they look to scare and terrorize humans and everything in their paths. So did these men come across a real-life goblin? Or is it simply a hoax? Now this footage has been terrifying viewers. It all started when a man began filming an innocent bike test. He had recently purchased a new bike and wanted to test it out on camera.
This is just a quick bike test. I'm trying out my new TT bars, my triathlon bars.
He explains that he's going to ride the bike back and forth on this road really quickly. So that's what he does. But pay attention to the tree line in the background as he rides. He does the bike test but has an unexpected spectator. A very tall, lanky man strides down the path. He appears unnaturally tall and thin, and the whole time the biker is completely unaware.
Right, that's that.
It wasn't until later, upon reviewing his footage, that he recognized the eerie sight. Some speculate that this was a malevolent spirit, and others drew connections to Slenderman, the urban legend of a freakishly tall, faceless man that wears a suit. Skeptics say that it was just a tall, skinny man, but the way it walks and how long its legs are tells us that it's not from this world. Uploaded to TikTok on January 7th, 2024, a man would capture some very mysterious footage. He was all alone on a remote island when it seems he saw something he was not supposed to see.
That's as far as it goes. On video. I'm taking a video of it.
A fleet of 6 flying saucers fly through the evening sky, followed by a gang of helicopters close behind. It appears they're chasing after these UFO crafts, probably in an attempt to shoot them down or capture them. And the footage is very clear. We can clearly make out flying saucer-like aircrafts. It's assumed the government or military spotted these UFOs on CCTV watch cameras and then immediately sent out aircrafts to try to apprehend them. Definitely a very crazy and clear UFO capture. A stealth cam trail cam was mounted to a tree in the woods to capture footage of the local wildlife. And on the night of July 22nd, 2022, that's exactly what would happen. An absolute unit of an elk walked right into the shot, triggering the motion and heat sensor in the trail cam, causing it to record. Even though this is a known animal, it doesn't stop it from being scary. The way the eyes glow, accompanied by the massive size and huge antlers, this thing just looks eerie. Even though the footage is up close, it still doesn't do the animal justice. These elk are 5 feet tall at the shoulder on average, with some growing much taller, and they can weigh between 700 and 1,100 pounds. And only the male elk, known as bulls, have the antlers. The female elk, known as cows, have an average height of about 4.5 feet at the shoulder. And they weigh only between 500 and 600 pounds, so they're significantly smaller than the bulls. But the bull elk caught on this trail camera here is such a cool but also scary sight. Carrying on with the theme of the last clip, here is another clip of a bull elk caught on a trail camera. The elk begins scratching its antlers on this tree. You can see how much power these animals possess here. Just its head moving up and down like that caused the tree to move like crazy. But then it turns and begins screaming. You would think that an animal that huge and masculine would make a deep roaring sound, but no, it's the complete opposite. We can also see the size a little bit more in this video when we compare it to the trees beside. And that's why this made the list of the most disturbing creatures caught on trail cameras of 2024. An onlooker noticed something strange off in the distance near the cave entrance, so he zoomed in with his phone and that's what he caught. A strange, tall man is seen. And when we zoom in and take a look at it in infrared, it really makes it apparent how massive this human is. The cave entrance definitely goes down at least a few feet, so this man has to be freakishly tall. Many are saying this is a real-life giant that resides within the cave. Nobody knows how or why he's there, but apparently he is. And there have also been other similar reports near this area in Mexico as well. People claim to see a giant up in the mountains. Other than that, not much is known behind the video, but what is known is that it's very scary. Alright, I think that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, go ahead and smash the like buttons, mom. Let's aim for 2,000 likes for another one of these trail camera videos. And if you want to get to know me more, you want to see more of my spooky content, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Maxwell Fear. You can go ahead and follow me on TikTok, Maximum Fear YT. And also be sure to subscribe to the channel because only 16% of you guys who watch my videos are subscribed, and be sure to hit that bell as well so you don't miss when I upload. And also feel free to check out my merch, it's in the description down below. Alright, I hope your fear was maximized. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.